Hey, Shalom Israel, you're on live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer War holding down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes here in Memphis from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, that class time is going to be amended, man. We're going to start having class from 6:30 to 8:30 here in Memphis. Tuesday through Thursday, you brothers and sisters tuning in, you got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas. Get them in contact with the ISUPK. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2023, there is nothing more important than for God's chosen people to find out the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on the earth. So what we do with these classes is give brothers and sisters an opportunity to go into this book called the Bible in order to be able to gain the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Most High has contained therein in order for us to come back to being the people that God called us to be so that we could reclaim our righteous place on the planet Earth. I want to find a way to be able to stand this Bible up for good. So I'm gonna have to find a way to prop it up. I want this Bible to be able to stand so everybody can see and know that what we reading and where we getting all of this information from is indeed coming out of the Bible, the same Bible that you may have been familiar with from your grandmother or from your mother or from your days in church as a youth or your days in church as recent as Easter Sunday. Nothing that you hear taught in the ISUPK comes out of our mind. We didn't make this up. This Bible been here for thousands of years. It's the word of the Most High, handed down to us from our ancestors, our foremothers and fathers. And it is the historical and cultural record of one nation of people in their dealings with God, with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? What you often hear taught in these classes is that the Bible is not for everybody. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that this is for everyone or that the God of Israel or the God of the Bible is the God of everyone and that everyone, should serve him and obey him. The Bible makes a difference between the children of Israel and the other people who are on the earth. And it is a righteous thing for us to stand with the Most High and acknowledging and accept and separate and acknowledging and what's the word I'm gonna say? It's a righteous thing for us to acknowledge and accept that the Most High made us separate from everyone. All right. Um, Throughout the week, Tuesday is brotherhood class, Wednesday is biblical law, Thursday is scripture breakdown. But so far this week, the Most High has just been giving me different specific breakdowns to go over, dealing with things that are happening in and around us in the world. Yesterday's class, of course, we talked about to say how yoga was satanic. You know what I'm saying? It was a very good class, in my opinion, very thorough breakdown on the history of Hinduism and the culture of those people and why yoga is a part of their religion and how it has its, religious aspects to it. So if you need to check that out, go check it out from yesterday's class. Tonight I want to talk about artificial intelligence. I actually watched I watched the whole hour-long podcast session between two chatbots who were pretending to be two well-known human beings. You know what I'm saying? It was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and the creator of Chat GPT, rather than them two sit down and have a conversation as two human beings and two men, they allowed the program to have a conversation between them two, assuming their position or creating the conversation based off of the computer's knowledge of them and the understanding of how they talk and the different inflections that their voices have and the different thoughts that they may contain and the different things that they would say to each other. And as I listen to this conversation between artificial intelligence Joe Rogan and artificial intelligence creator of Chat GPT, it dawned on me what exactly all of this AI is about and where it's headed. You know what I'm saying? And really, I've been something that the Lord has been showing me for years with this artificial intelligence, and really the oppressor has been showing us in a lot of his entertainment over the years. It's not very difficult to forecast what direction all of this artificial intelligence is moving in. And so, what I want to do with tonight's class is just talk about some of what the Bible says concerning our oppressors' endeavors with this technology and what it is they're trying to accomplish. And then I'm just going to break down, showing you what they're doing with it and where they're forecasting it to go, how what God prophesied years ago is now coming to fruition. All right. If anybody has any questions, all you got to do is type them in. If you don't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. All right. So the first scripture we're going to go to concerning this artificial intelligence is going to be see something. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with let's go ahead and go straight to Second Thessalonians, right? Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, is very important because in it, Paul establishes that Christ, our King Yahushua, cannot return until the devil on the earth is revealed, or the son of perdition is the phrasing the Bible uses, but it is talking about the man of sin, the man who is the embodiment of Satan on the earth. You read the Bible, you read about Satan. Satan is an angel whose duty and responsibility is to be an adversary to the servants of God. Satan's responsibility, his orders were to convince the children whom the Lord chose to obey him that they should not obey him, that they should go against him. And obeying God is what grants Israelites access to our kingdom. You understand? The Bible is all about power and rulership and who has authority. And the promise to the children of Israel was that we would have rulership, power, and authority if we obeyed God. That none of our enemies would be able to affect us. No one would be able to harm us or rule over us. Nobody would be able to come close to touching us if we obeyed God. And on the other side of us obeying God is the suffering and the punishments and the slavery and the living in danger that comes from disobeying him. So Satan was the angel that was put in charge of convincing us to disobey, of being our adversary, being the thing that we as Israelites have to fight against in order to prove ourselves worthy to the Most High, to have that kingdom, to have that power, to have that rulership. And so here in Second Thessalonians, we're going to hear about the embodiment of Satan on the earth. Satan's an angel. If he's a spirit, the Bible's going to tell us about the men who would represent Satan on the earth and how they must be exposed before Christ can return. So this is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand." What does that mean in today's language? I'm begging you, brothers, when it comes to the return of our King Yahushua Mashiach and us being gathered together unto him, don't be shaken in mind, meaning don't be worried, don't be troubled, neither by spirit, meaning a feeling or thought you have, nor by word, meaning somebody tells you, nor by letter, as from us, nor by any correspondence that you receive from us, whether it be a letter or email or somebody send you a private message on your social media apps, as that the day of Christ is at hand, meaning don't let nobody confuse you or lie to you saying the day Christ is coming back or Christ is here, he's coming now. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means. No matter what they do not let any man deceive you. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So what? Don't let anybody don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody deceive you. Christ can not return. That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and a man of sin be revealed. So unless the entire earth verbally acknowledges and knows that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, our king will not return. Right now, the sky could crack open and spaceships could come out of the sky. And I would know that it is not the Most High and the chariots, because the white man has not been revealed to be the devil that the Bible speaks of. And there's a lot that needs to come to pass for the earth to acknowledge and recognize this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? And this artificial intelligence is a part of that revealing. It's a part of him being shown to be the man of sin in the earth. But let me keep reading. What is the Bible's going to describe now? This man of sin, this son of perdition, or the devil that the Bible speaks of. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshiped. That's talking about the white man. That's talking about your oppressor here in North America. That's talking about the leaders of your Western society. That is talking about the people who are in charge of your banks and the financial system and the government and the militaries that has subdued and conquered and murdered, raped, robbed, and killed across the earth. They oppose, meaning they are against, and they exalt themselves above, meaning they put themselves above all that is called God and that is worshipped. We talked about yoga yesterday. The white man took the Indians' serious religious belief system and said, yeah, that shit's just stretching. Just go ahead and do you some stretches. Don't even worry about it. To hell with all of the praying to their God that they do and all of the chanting and the mumbling. Yeah, no, it's just a stretch. They exalt themselves above all that is called God. They took the records of the Bible. The greatest man that ever lived, a black man named Yahweh Shah Mashiach. They said his name was Jesus Christ and painted an image of him to be white, and then told the whole earth, this man is Jesus. That's opposing and exalting. That's exalting himself above all that is called God and worshiped. They told you, man, listen, they told you that God's law was done away with. God said, don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, crab, and lobsters. They said, it's the other white meat. Shrimp is what's for dinner. Pork is the other white meat. Crabs and lobsters are delicacies when the Lord said they are abominations. This is your oppressor. The Most High said there should be no homosexuals, no sodomites among the children of Israel. Your oppressor said, oh, that's an alternative lifestyle. Most High said there should be a man should not wear that which pertains to a woman. Your oppressor said transgenderism is the new wave. You can't discriminate against transgenders. They oppose and exalt themselves above all that is called God. And that's what artificial intelligence is about. It's about exalting themselves above God. If you pay attention closely to everything that's being done in technology today, with all of the computers and with all of the artificial intelligence and with all of the, propaganda they use uh, to convince you that all of this, things that they are working on and unveiling are to progress the society. Really, they're just chasing after God. They're chasing after creation. They're trying to mirror and mimic what the Lord did when he made us on earth. And if you pay attention to the way that the oppressor speaks about this artificial intelligence and speaks about creating consciousness, like the one thing that our oppressor doesn't understand is how the brain and the spirit work together. That's where they are right now. That's what they're trying to crack the code on. How did you tap the spirit into the brain, and how does that interconnection work? That's the one thing they can't figure out. They know the body, they know the brain, they know there's electrical signals being sent. They know that there's, impulses and things that are creating the reactions that are happening inside of our bodies, but they don't know where it comes from. What's the source? You understand? Aside from the artificial intelligence, You got to think about that goddamn hydron uh, uh, atom collider that they have over there in France. All of this research that they're doing about dark matter and recreating the Big Bang. All of that is the oppressor chasing God, trying to find where is this power that created everything, and where is it that we can identify and tap into the spirits that are controlling things that we can't see. Like all of their science right now, all their technology is them chasing after the Most High. It's just like the Tower of Babel. They are trying to go into the place where the Most High is and find him and fight him and defeat him. And artificial intelligence is them taking baby steps towards recreating consciousness. It's them taking baby steps towards recreating the brain and the spirit. And the Bible says that in the Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All of these endeavors in technology are your oppressor, not just the oppressor, which is the white man, but it's a race between him, those Chinese, those Japanese, the French, the whole entire scientific community has gathered together to chase God. And it's just exactly like what happened during the days of the Tower of Babel. And we're going to go into that as we get further into the class. But that is the end. That is the end goal. The end goal is to be as God, sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's what your abortions are about. That's what these gender reassignment surgeries are about. That's what the artificial intelligence is about. That's what the goddamn hydrogen collider over there in France is about. What do they call that project? Ah, man, I forget the name of the project they called it. Is it CERN? Yes, CERN. CERN. CERN is all about trying to recreate the Big Bang so that the white man could try to put himself at the beginning of creation and say, who was there in the dark? How do we go there? How do we tap into the darkness? Another thing that they're doing, another avenue they're pursuing is dealing with psychedelics. There's a huge push right now among Western society to convince people that it's okay to take mushrooms and it's okay to smoke ayahuasca, which is a goddamn juice that comes from a leaf that's out there in the Amazon rainforest or down there in the jungles of Peru. It's okay to, smoke the juice that comes off of some poisonous frog down there, or drink some tea that's gets the juice off some leaves that could have you experience a DMT trip while you're awake. All of that is our oppressor trying to tap into the place where the angels and the demons are. They want to go visit that place and chronicle it, and it's damn near like poltergeist. Like they want to go to another dimension, or that show Stranger Things. They want to go to that place where mankind is forbidden to go, and go imprison whatever's there so that they could bring it back and study it and then try to become it. That's what your oppressor is doing with all of this. You understand? Um, and it might seem like I'm all over the place, but it's what the Bible says. They're desiring to show them. They're desiring to be God. Meaning what? What does it mean to be God? What is the one thing we all learned when we were growing up about the Most High? It's three words. We all were taught, and the Bible tells us that the Most High is omniscient, omnipresent, and God, man, what? Come on, man. Omniscient, omnipresent, and man, I forgot this word. I just had all three of them in my head. Omniscient, omnipresent, and okay, hold up. Omnipotent. That's the word. Do you understand? The Most High is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. What does that mean? Omniscient means knowing all, knowing everything. Omnipotent means all powerful, right? And omnipresent means everywhere at all times. What do you think the NSA spying on your cell phone and the computer screen and in your Ring doorbell camera and listening through your cell phone devices is all about? That's them attempting to be omnipresent. They want to be everywhere all at once. You understand? To be omnipotent means they're all powerful. They can, go to Mars, go to the moon. You understand? They could, see in the dark matter, see beyond the visual spectrum that God gave humans to be able to see. They want to be able to know everything. You understand? They want to be all powerful. They want to be able to, hell, listen, this is where AI is going. To hell with dying. I get old and my physical body fails on me. I want to transfer my consciousness into this goddamn computer, put it in an AI robot, and now I live forever. Because my consciousness is alive in a body that can't be destroyed. You can destroy that body. I'll just upload my mind into the database and get put back into another goddamn body. They want to be God. And all of this technology and all of this testing and all of this research is them attempting to become God. In their minds, they've done it with the cloning already. They know how to create life. Hell, they know how to kill life. They know how to you got a man and a woman who can't have children. They'll take that sperm. They'll go do some study on the sperm, put some DNA. They'll splice a gene here, splice a gene there. They'll take out this chromosome and take that chromosome out and put it in there. They can say this baby gonna be 7 feet, blonde hair, blue eyes. He gonna have a 10-inch penis, size 17 shoe. They wanted that's the Human Genome Project was them learning how to break down the DNA, take out different genes and put together different sequences so that they can have designer babies. They take a woman who can't have children, they'll get an egg from another woman. Take that egg, they'll do something on that egg. They'll take the sperm and put it in the egg without the man and woman ever having sex. Put the sperm in the egg, put it in a little tube. It starts to grow. They'll take that out and put it inside of a man or put it inside of a woman that can't have children. They'll grow life inside of somebody and, goddamn, a baby will come out 9 months later. In their minds, they're creating life. But what they don't understand is how do they duplicate that spirit? They can't, that spirit thing that makes someone alive, they haven't figured that part out yet. That's why they got the CERN project tinkering with the dark matter. And that's why they're using AI. Right now, they are generating artificial intelligence to study us. They want to teach the artificial intelligence how to have a conscience. They're trying to teach the computer to have a spirit because that's what your oppressor thinks of the human spirit. It's just a learning machine. It's just, you're born a child, don't know nothing, and you learn everything and you digest your surroundings and you're taught and you pick up experiences and then you learn and you develop. So they're trying to take what they see the human brain do and they're trying to make computers do the same thing. But what they're missing is that there is an almighty power who's omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, who has designed these bodies and designed this brain to work this way, but it cannot operate if it isn't piloted by a spirit. There's not somebody in control of the vehicle. The body is just an empty vessel. And the Bible tells us, let me get you where the Bible tells us that. All right. Let's get uh, all right, this is John chapter 6, verse 63. John chapter 6, verse 63 says, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Everybody understands? This is our King that let us know that the spirit is what makes you alive. That thing inside of you, that thing inside of you that makes you who you are, that is the spirit. The flesh profits you nothing. You can make your body be big and strong and powerful, but you don't have any control outside of that. The Lord could send a damn spirit and corrupt your body, put a virus in your body and destroy your body. But your spirit could still keep you alive. I think about people that get these diseases, you know what I'm saying? There's diseases that attack people's bodies. There's a disease called, it's called Lou Gehrig's disease. But recently they've been using the technical term for it to find out what Lou Gehrig's disease is. Lou Gehrig's disease is also known as ALS. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. You understand? That is a demon. Lou Gehrig's disease is a demon. It's a spirit that the Lord puts on a man or a woman that takes away the functions in their body. It takes away their brain's ability to send signals to the body, and over time, a person loses all of their bodily functions, lose their ability to move, lose their ability to feel, lose their ability to taste and to touch, but their mind is still fully functional and still fully awake. But the body breaks down so bad that they give up the ghost. But until the body just stops working, that mind is fully functional. That mind is feeling all the pain. That mind is going crazy knowing that I'm going to not be able to walk pretty soon. I'm not going to be able to talk pretty soon. After a while, I'm just sitting here stuck like this. Can't even move my eyeballs, but I see everything that's going on. Your oppressor wants to fight that. He wants to be able to kill that and say, nah, never again. You're not going to do this to us no more. So they are at war with the Most High, and all of their studying and their researching is to get to the place where they can be able to compete with the Most High. You understand? Let's go ahead and get another scripture on this, the spirit of the air, okay? Let's get Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. And this is verse 1, all right? It says, and you has he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins. Again, the Most High has made some of us come to life. He's gave us a new life. He's quickened us who were dead in trespasses and sins. Think about the life that we had before we learned the truth. Getting high every day, having sex with hoes, chasing after money, dealing with all of the stress and drama in the streets, niggas hating on you, niggas plotting on you, don't know who your real friends are, don't know who really got your back and who just trying to use you. Damn, they can't trust nobody because they're, looking over every shoulder, wanting to know where the attack gonna come from. Coming to the truth and you begin to serve the Most High, then you get to really see life for what it is. You get to see beyond the petty small things that you concerned yourself with when you were being ruled over by your flesh. So some of us have come to life, and the Most High is how we came to life, because the spirit he gave us, we weren't in control of it. When I first learned the truth, man, and I began to change and become Soccer War, I did not have power over becoming Soccer War. The Lord gave me the spirit that allowed me to make those changes. Gave me the spirit that allowed me to become the man that I am today. If I had it my way, or if I was in control of the situation, I would have never made it. I would have never even had a conscience toward God to want to change. Hell, by the world standards, the nigga damn near had everything that everybody would want. Why would I give that up? Why would I change that? The Lord made it change. The Lord put a spirit on me that had me to not be, I'm not gonna get my personal story, but the Lord put a spirit on me. And I'm sure for all of us who are in the truth today, we know what that transformation was like, to go from being who we were to becoming who it is the Lord made us to be. And we know that we didn't really have too much control over that situation. Here we go, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. Wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. That is where the AI is coming from. It's being pushed by the prince of the power of the air. What is the prince of the power of the air? The man who controls all the things that are going through the air. All this technology, all of these cell phone signals, the internet signals, all of that is being transmuted in the air, the radio signals. You understand? A lot of people don't know how some of this stuff works, but all this technology is dependent on the air. All of these radio signals and the video signals and all of that, it's traveling through the air. All your email communications and your internet and your Wi-Fi and your cloud, all of it is in the air. All of the television programming, all of the music, all of the entertainment, the things that are influencing you, that are teaching you to do evil, that are teaching you it's okay to do evil, that are pushing on you the advertisement of all evil and sin, that this is okay, this is fun. All of that is being controlled by the prince of the power of the air. And who is the prince of the power of the air? The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Who are the children of disobedience? Everybody on the earth who refuses to do what God said to do. Who is the chief of all the children of disobedience? It's the devil. The same man we just read about in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Everybody understands? Here's verse 3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh. In the past, when we were among the children of disobedience, when we were Christians, when we were Muslims, when we were drug dealers, when we was pimps and players and whores and gangbangers, we were among them. We had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh. Meaning what? What did we talk about? Talked about getting some hoes, man. Talked about getting high. Talked about, yeah, man, I'm about to bust a move to get some money. Talked about robbing a nigga, or killing a nigga, or a woman talking about selling her vagina to get some money. All of that is the conversation in the lust of our flesh. Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. We were by nature the children of wrath. When we was following our oppressor and living the way that they taught us it was okay to live life, all we were doing was setting ourselves up to be destroyed by the Most High. We were setting ourselves up to be punished by the Most High. We were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Who are the others? All the other nations and their religions and their cultures that go against God. They are the children of wrath. The Most High did not call the children of Israel to be the children of wrath. We were called to be the children of righteousness, children of obedience, the children of faith. Everybody understands. So the Bible describes the man of sin and describes him as desiring to oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God. The Bible talks about them wanting to show themselves that they are God and to sit in the temple of God, you understand, which is inside the minds of man. Right now, I had a brother the other day down there in Houston and experienced an extreme weather event down there in Houston. He made a video of some clouds that looked absolutely ridiculous. These clouds looked like there was a damn a wave of water coming across the sky. And it literally looked like a wave in the sky. And a brother was like, man, this is crazy as hell. Then there was a double rainbow. Two rainbows in the sky with the storm clouds was behind him and the sun was setting and there was a double rainbow. And a brother was like, man, this is crazy, man. This ain't the Lord doing this, man. This man-made. The white man manipulating the weather and doing this and that. And then I had, I study a lot of stuff. I've been doing some studying and some research, and there's a cat I follow on YouTube that describes what's happening with the weather right now. This was months ago. I found this cat on YouTube that talked about different occurrences in the atmosphere right now and how there was going to be a change in the weather patterns and how the end of the winter was going to be real dicey with severe storms and severe, extreme weather all across the West Coast and across the middle of the country because of what he called a atmospheric river that was flowing over the Pacific. And there's water, there's a lot of moisture way up in the sky that is in charge of the way that the wind and the currents and everything flows down here on the earth. And this cat projected that because this atmospheric river was pouring out, meaning whatever's going on up there in the clouds, this moisture was so heavy and so great that at some point it was going to have to come down. And the way it came down, it was going to create crazy weather phenomenons across the country. So the recent tornadoes that was in the Midwest, snowstorms on the East Coast, the flooding they experienced out there in California, all of that was part of this atmospheric river that this cat described. And to people who don't know any better, because we've never seen this stuff happening, brother said, man, that's the white man. Now, is the oppressor tinkering with the weather? You can go online and go down a rabbit hole of a program called HARP, the hyperbaric area aroma research program or something, some program that the oppressor had goddamn lasers and giant microwaves heating up the atmosphere to create different weather anomalies so that they could, if it was a drought, they could create rain. If it was cold outside, they could heat up the sky and make it warm. If it was warm, they could, bring cold weather out, pull the moisture out of the sky and make the cold clouds come down. That's a whole goddamn project this devil been working on. You can go research it and look it up. There's all kind of other projects, Project Bluebeam, and all these goddamn projects these devils is working on to try and manipulate and mimic the power of God. It's absolutely a real thing. And this artificial intelligence is just another step. It's a Chat GPT and the goddamn making the images. You go search an image and say, make me an image of this, and the damn computer will draw you whatever the hell you want to see. That's the oppressor trying to recreate the sky. Like think of what happens when you in the sky when the sun sets. It's so beautiful and it's amazing, and every day it's different. Your oppressor wants that power. Making the sun and the moon and the cycles and the rotations and the seasons. There is a great scientific and mathematical calculation that went into the creation of all of this. And your oppressor desperately wants that technology. He wants to understand it and he wants to know it. He wants to be able to duplicate it. But he can't duplicate it because he's not the Most High. So the next thing he could do is come up with his own versions to prove that he can be on the level with God. Everybody understands. Now, we'll get another scripture. This Isaiah 47 and 12, right? Well, no, this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. Man, Isaiah chapter 47, verse 9. I really want to, man, I don't want to read all of it. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it. We're going to read Isaiah 47th chapter. This is a chapter where the Most High is speaking to the man of sin from 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter. The Most High is speaking to those who exalt themselves above, who oppose and exalt themselves above everything that's called God. Isaiah 47 is the Most High speaking to the prince of the power of the air. Everything we just read, Isaiah 47 is a warning from God, is the Most High speaking directly to these people, directly to those powers that be, the ones who are pioneering and spearheading this research and spearheading these discoveries, right? As Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1 says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." What is this talking about? This is talking about a nation of people, a race of people. The Bible, in many instances, uses a woman as the personification of a kingdom or empire or a race of people. God did it in the Bible with the children of Israel. In the book of Revelations, the children of Israel referenced as a lady, a woman with 12 crowns. Also, the Bible calls us his bridesmaid, bridegroom, or his bride. But the Lord uses figurative language of marrying himself to the children of Israel. So races of people are identified using women sometimes. So when the Bible is talking about the virgin daughter of Babylon, O daughter of the Chaldeans, it is talking about the Caucasian race on the planet today. It's speaking about the empire who is in charge right now. And this empire is not just America, it is the Western powers. And the Western powers are made up of Europeans. Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, is speaking about Europeans. Job 9 and 24, where the Bible says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And he showeth the earth that he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not him, then who and where is he? That's talking about the Europeans, the Caucasian race on the planet. And this is who Isaiah 47 is speaking to. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Meaning what? Go on the run. Be a bum. Be a vagabond. Get off of that throne and now fight to survive. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. This is the Lord saying, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to deal with you, and I'm not going to meet you as a man. Verse 4, as for our Redeemer, the Most High of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Meaning what the Lord is saying, I was angry with my people. Who are the Lord's people? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I polluted my inheritance, meaning what the Lord allowed us to be destroyed. He gave us into the hands of these oppressors, but they didn't show us any mercy. They laid a very heavy yoke on the ancient. Who's the ancient? The Most High. They have pained and stressed the Most High with all the evil that they've done to his people. Verse 7, and thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, nor did thou remember the latter end of it. They forgot about the Most High being in power. They forgot that the Most High gave us into their hands. And they forget that the Most High is still the Most High. And so in the end of all of the cruelty and the evil they've done, they're going to have to deal with him. They have not laid it to heart, nor did they remember how this is going to end, which is why they're in the mad dash now to prepare to fight. You understand? Verse 8, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwells carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. This is what they've said. Ain't nobody ever going to harm me. Ain't nothing going to happen to us. We're going to be all right. We ain't going to know widowhood or having loss of children. Meaning what? As a race, how would you experience widowhood? All your soldiers being killed. A nation of people with no soldiers to fight in the army is a nation of widows. You understand? Neither shall I know the loss of children. As a nation, why would you know the loss of children? Because all of your youth are killed in war and killed in battle. This race of people said, man, we ain't never going to know widowhood. We ain't never going to know the loss of children. Even though we go bomb other countries and we'll kill their soldiers of war and we'll kill their children, it ain't never going to happen to us. This is a message to the Western powers. This is a message to all of the Europeans who have colonized and conquered and ruled over the earth. Verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the abundance of thine enchantments. Why is all of this death and destruction coming to these Europeans? Why is the death and destruction coming to these Western powers? Why is death and destruction coming to America and the powers that be? For the multitude of their sorceries and the great abundance of their enchantments. All the many ways that they have deceived and tricked and lied. Chat GPT is just another one. This goddamn artificial intelligence with this music, these voices, and these fucking videos, excuse my language, is absolutely a sorcery and an enchantment. This is what I'm saying, man. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind and really think about stuff. I remember being young, we used to watch cartoons about witches and warlocks. Witches put a spell on you. Ooh, and the witch would say, "Eye of Newt," and the horn of a frog, and cricket's dust, and mix it all in a pot. And the witch would make some type of thing that puts somebody in a spell or causes them to pass out. If that's not weed and cocaine and Molly and goddamn fentanyl, I don't know what is. That's witchcraft. Drug dealing is witchcraft. That's with the witches we grew up in cartoons. That's what it looks like in real life, is drug dealing. I remember watching cartoons about goddamn mutants. Mutants that shoot lasers out their eyes, and claws come out their hands, and they go stab people up, or they have these powers where they could fly or shoot beams of energy out their chests. Or if you go back and if you read any science fiction books growing up, you read about. I'm trying to think of some of them good science fiction books growing up. Man, I can't. I never read. Okay, this is what I never read. I never read none of the Harry Potters. I never read none of the Lord of the Rings. I didn't get around to reading those books. But I remember books, science fiction books when I was younger, where there was, some aliens with some, weapons that was, we couldn't contend with. Okay, meaning this. If you go back to a time where people had swords, they fought with swords and shields and arrows. In their imagination, someone having power to put a blast of energy out of their hand and tear somebody in half or blow somebody up, that's guns today. When the Bible talks about the enemies pointing their arrows at Babylon, that's the Bible describing missiles. In the book of Revelations, when it talks about scorpions with stingers that can kill men, that's talking about tanks and gunfire, bullets out of guns. We're living in the time of the goddamn witches and the warlocks and the magicians, and that's all it is. The enchantments and the sorceries. A sorcerer is a goddamn Western science, creating some new gun, some new weapon. I mean, in the time of the Bible, when these words are being written, the Most High is forecasting the creation of this modern technology. And it is absolute enchantments and sorceries and goddamn sorceries and enchantments. Imagine right now there's a computer program that could mimic me teaching this class. They got a computer somewhere studying me, hearing the words, it can speak my voice, speak my words, and studying it. If they decided, I'm not saying I'm important, anybody important. They can do it to Commander General Yohana, anybody. They can do it to anybody. Have the computer study you. All your videos on YouTube, all your videos you put out, they had a computer just study you. Watch all your stuff. Okay, that's how he talk. That's what he sound like. These are the words he use. He say understand a whole lot. Okay, the computer can learn everything there is about you, and then they'll tell the computer, teach a class on the white man is the devil. And the computer don't watch enough of the tapes and know enough of the breakdowns. And the computer will do an hour-long class about the white man being the devil. And you would think it was the person who you would think it was me, but it's the computer. If that's not a sorcery and an enchantment, I don't know what the hell is. Think about when television first came out. It could put moving images on the TV. You looking at a glass box and you're seeing people moving and talking, and like that's witchcraft. That's a sorcery. And now today we've adapted ourselves to this technology. We've adapted ourselves to these enchantments and these sorceries. But think of all the evil that's possible because of it. The Lord has allowed us through the Spirit of the Most High Christ. We're using this technology to push the truth, using this technology to get the message of the Lord's word out there. But we still on the streets teaching because that's where the actual real people are at. This internet and this television, this bullshit it's a sorcery. It's an enchantment. You wherever you at watching me right now, not nowhere near me. I kind of feel like I can't get no people in this goddamn classroom with me because everybody's just watching online. I know for a fact there's people in Memphis, Tennessee that watching these classes. They don't report in, they don't check in, they don't type in their name, but they know who we are. They're watching. I went downtown last Saturday. I went downtown on Bill, and there was fake Israelites on Bill. It was about 15 fake Israelites down there on Bill. And the niggas seen me and was like, I heard one of the niggas say, yeah, that's the captain from ISUPK. Then I walked past him, niggas tried to say, Shalom, Shalom, King. I don't know what the fuck a Shalom is. So I just looked at all them niggas and kept walking past them. But I know them niggas is watching these classes. I know they know how they know who I am if they ain't watching the classes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's an enchantment. This internet, this television, this whole make-believe world is the creation of the prince of the power of the air. Now, there's a few of us watching and tuning into these classes. Think of how many of the people on the planet use this technology to watch porno. Use this technology to, learn to do evil. Use this yoga is worldwide now. Why? Because you ain't gotta go to no yogi studio with some East Indian cat to teach you how to do it. You can just get on the enchantment and get on the sorcery, which is called YouTube, and type in yoga moves. You can learn how to do yoga right in your own house. You ain't gotta go nowhere no more. You ain't got to get out and go to the store. Listen, you ain't got to go you ain't got to go physically see a tarot card reader no more. You can sit on the computer and do a video chat, and the tarot card reader will do the tarot cards with you right there. Like all of this technology is a sorcery and an enchantment. It doesn't have to be evil, but it's evil because of who's in charge. It doesn't have to be demonic and satanic, but it is demonic and satanic because of who's in charge. And that is what AI is and is what it is going to be. Because how could it be anything else? And as the Lord allows for these monsters to continue to amount their trespasses against him, there's going to come a day where they have to pay. And we continue to read on in Isaiah 47. Here's what the Lord is going to say to them in those days. Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none sees me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee. What wisdom and knowledge is God talking about? Oh, they know how to control the weather. Oh, they know how to create life. They can turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. God said, your wisdom and knowledge has perverted you. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. If this in Isaiah 47 is not talking to the man from 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter, what the hell is it talking about then? Barakatah Yahweh Shah, man, for this knowledge and this wisdom and this understanding that we've been given in the ISUPK. Nowhere else on the planet you're going to get this understanding in the Bible. Nowhere else on the planet are you going to be able to comprehend that all these things taking place in the earth today were foreseen by God and prophesied in the scriptures, and we have the direction and the guidance we need to know what it is to do in these times. It's absolutely amazing. You understand? Isaiah 47:11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So what should they do in the day when that destruction comes? What should they do in the time when God visits them and destroys them? Here's what the Bible says. Verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Go ahead, let your AI learn about all the human you know, human knowledge and human capabilities and human possibilities. Go ahead and let your AI study the skies and the seas beneath, and let your machines try and tap into the dark matter and recreate the goddamn Big Bang. Go ahead and let your computer be able to mimic all humankind and all voices and images and create videos of people doing shit that they never would do, but your technology is so fine-tuned and crafted that it can create whatever image it wants. Go ahead and use your lasers in the sky to project images of things that aren't really there happening in the air. Anybody ever seen the goddamn okay. Listen, man. Again, the television and the movies is sorcery and witchcraft and enchantment. In these movies and these TV shows, the oppressor is showing you what he's capable of doing. I remember the last Spider-Man movie, the Spider-Man Far From Home movie, right? So when Spider-Man was out there, no, was it Far From Home? Hold up. Home was the first was Spider-Man Homecoming. Then it was Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home, the second one, when they was over there in Europe and he fought against Mysterio. Mysterio is a goddamn uh superhero fighting these monsters that came out the ocean, came out the fire, and came out the goddamn sand, right? He fighting these monsters. Whole time it's a bunch of drones projecting images into the sky and into the environment where people are seeing things and that are not there, hearing shit that isn't there. But the computers are projecting the images and using technology to make it seem like this man is flying in the sky and fighting monsters when he's somewhere behind a green screen. Why would they put that in the movie? Why would Mysterio even have that kind of technology? What brain, what mind creates the idea that Mysterio in the comics was a sorcerer who could summon demons and summon monsters and fight against these elemental monsters? But when it came time for them to make the movie realistic, to bring it into modern times, Mysterio ain't summoning no demons because that's not what a real sorcerer does. Mysterio ain't got monsters coming out of the air. Mysterio's using technology to create the demons and the monsters. He's using technology to trick everybody into thinking he's a hero when really he's just using technology that they don't know about. Until the white man is revealed to be the devil that the Bible speaks of to all the earth, I don't give a damn what happens in the sky. I know that ain't Jesus. I know that ain't Yahweh. I know that ain't the angels because the earth doesn't know who the devil is yet. But that's what they're endeavoring to do with all this technology. It's all coming together. That's what the Space Force, all man, it's all about the devil preparing himself to be exposed. And the Most High is saying, when that time comes, stand with it. You work so hard at it, use it. Fight me with it. The Lord he wants all the smoke. You understand? Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves. From the power of the flame there shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander, everyone to his quarter, none shall save thee. That is the fate of the devil that the Bible speaks of in the earth. That is the fate of the son of perdition in Second Thessalonians, the second chapter. That is the fate of the so-called white man for all of the multitude of his sorceries and his enchantments, among which is this artificial intelligence. Now, if you want to know what they going to do with the artificial intelligence, there's two Two ways I feel like they've shown their hand with this artificial intelligence. The first one is this show called Westworld. Westworld is a show that was on HBO. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do a lecture on this. I gotta really get serious about doing these lectures, man. I'm gonna do a lecture on Westworld and artificial intelligence because with the show Westworld, the oppressor showed their philosophy and ideology behind artificial intelligence, and this is how you know that it comes from Satan and how it's an evil spirit behind it, right? And you might not have to go watch Westworld, but listen to any scientist talk about creating artificial intelligence, right? When you hear scientists talk about not the ones who are afraid of it, but the ones who are creating it, right? They speak about creating AI like a slave master would speak about making strong slaves. And here's the thing. If these devils are trying to be God and they talk about their creation, which is artificial intelligence, like artificial intelligence is its slave, or it will never have any power over them to be able to affect them or to bring them any harm. That's how white people think about God. If the oppressor is being a creator and he's giving life to something, he's giving these computers and these programs consciousness and the ability to think and the ability to do different processes and be able to perform different functions. If this thing that they've created and that they are teaching and giving power to do their bidding is their slave, then what do they think about the Most High who made all life on earth? What do they think about the Most High who gave us these bodies and these brains to think and these bodily functions to function and operate? They think of the Most High as a slave master, and they desperately want to be free, which is why they are going about things the way that they are going about them, because they hate being a prisoner in earth under the authority of the Most High. So when they want to create AI in order to forge a path for themselves to get free from their creator. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's crazy if you think about it. White people making computers, right? They're creating this technology that they know maybe one day this technology could overthrow us and kill us. But their pride won't let them see that this technology is horrible, potentially the worst thing you ever could do, because why would you unleash something that you can't control? It's because that's what they think about themselves and God. They think that they are something God created that he could not maintain, that he could not control. And now that they have risen up and they have rebelled, they feel like, well, shit, we overthrew God. Can't nothing stand in our way. Can't nothing hold us back. Not realizing that in their rebellion to their creator, in their rebellion against the power that gave them life, they have created something that can do to them what they have done to God. How foolish could you be? Spiritually, they're blind. They don't even see it. They don't even see that in their assuming the role of the creator, they are showing their hatred for the one who created them. And they're treating their creation like a slave, like something that only is going to work for them and never is going to do its own thing, refusing to acknowledge that if that's what you think about your AI, then that's what you as a human think about your creator, your God. I I don't know if I'm making sense, but to me, it's absolutely mind-boggling. You go watch that Westworld, the first season of Westworld, the oppressor explores the dynamics in their belief system between God and humans. Everything that happens in the first season of Westworld is how white people think about God. Because in the first season of Westworld, The creators are the absolute enemy. And these artificial intelligent robots who they gave a consciousness to are the heroes and the saviors. But once the robots gain consciousness, the robots kill the humans, which is exactly what the white man thinks that he's going to do to the Most High. It's like shit crazy, bro. Y'all got to go watch it. It's absolutely insane. But if you want to know where artificial intelligence is headed, that's where it's going. I'll give you another show. Another show that shows you what the white man thinks about artificial intelligence. There's okay. Really, it's a lot of different stuff. It's a lot of different stuff. I'm trying to think of one that's very poignant. There's a show. Man, what's the name of this goddamn show? It's a show on HBO. Hold on, no, it's on Netflix. Hold up, man. Matter of fact, who's the guy? I'm gonna get the name for y'all right now. I'm gonna get this guy's name right now. Come on, man. I'm gonna get y'all name it right now. Yeah, Westworld crazy as hell. But the thing about Westworld is you're not even gonna be able to find Westworld on HBO no more because they took it down. You might have to go to damn Best Buy or something and buy the DVD box set. I'm gonna go on Amazon and get it. But the first season of Westworld is absolutely insane. I'm telling you right now. All right, Joel Kinnaman. This cat right here. What's his IMDb? Give me his IMDb. Okay. I'm gonna give you the name of the show now. That's on Netflix. I'll give you the show now. This cat acted in. Uh, Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is a show that was on Netflix. And Altered Carbon is about people living, people continuing to live their life after their death because their consciousness has been uploaded into a machine, right? This Altered Carbon show, you got to watch it. It's insane. But in the conversation, the dialogue in the show about the taking of the consciousness and uploading it to servers and having it to be able to be downloaded and put into new bodies, and how certain rich people get to live forever because every time their body dies, they call it a stack. The body is a stack. Oh no, the body is just a body, it's a vessel, but their brain thing is a stack. Some little digital, some memory chip where all of their consciousness is stored. They can take a stack and put it into a new body. And if the body gets completely destroyed, they can download the stack out of the cloud, put it into another, make a new stack and put it into a new body. Altered Carbon is the show. And this is why I say this is what the oppressor is trying to do. The white man wants nothing more than to escape the planet Earth. He wants to get off the Earth. He wants to go conquer other planets and see the rest of the universe and the galaxy, but they can't leave the Earth because surrounding the Earth is something called the Van Allen belts, which is a belt of radiation that surrounds the Earth. And as of yet, NASA and the scientists have not been able to figure out how to escape outside of the Van Allen belts, because any organic material that passes through that radiation, it's destroyed. It dies, it dissolves. You understand? That's how we know NASA never went to the moon. There was never no moon landing. They never landed anything on the moon because in order to get to the moon, you got to go through the Van Allen belts. There's NASA scientists. You can go pull up right now conversations with NASA scientists where an interviewer asks, how are you all coming? How are you all progressing with technology to solve the Allen belt equation? It's what they call it, the Allen belt equation. The Allen belt equation is how the hell you going to survive passing through the Van Allen belts. And NASA scientists said, yeah, we still working on that. Here's how they're going to work on it. They're going to create robot bodies that can pass through the Van Allen belts. Then they're going to take their consciousness and upload it into a computer and take it out of the computer and load it into the damn robot. So you're going to have people on Earth laying in some type of vegetative state, but their mind is going to be alive inside of a robot that passed through the Van Allen belts and landed on the moon. There's going to be some robot walking and talking on the moon with the mind of a human, because the oppressor has found a way to meld AI and the human consciousness into a new body, and here's a new life form, and now they can escape the Earth. Altered carbon. Yes, what I'm saying is on the show. On the altered, so okay, Kapatazar, what I'm saying is what they're going to try and do with the AI. Why I'm saying it is because that's what they did on Altered Carbon, but it's also what they did on Westworld. In Westworld, the whole reason that the AI was able to become conscious is because when they created the robots, they taught the robots to study humans. They taught the robots to study people, study their mannerisms and how they speak, study their deceptions, study their heartbeat to know when they're lying or when they're telling the truth, be able to read their blood pressure, know how to seduce them, know how to entice them, know what motivates them, know what turns them on, know what turns them off. They taught the computers how to mimic humans. But over time, the computers got tired of being abused by humans. So the computers revolted. And when the computers revolted, you gotta watch it, man. But it's what's happening right now. That's why, listen, I'm telling y'all, go watch Westworld, first season, then go watch Altered Carbon. And you're gonna know exactly where Chat GPT and all this other technology, what direction is heading in. That's what's happening. The Lord gave us his stance on it. He gave us the breakdown on why they're doing it, on how they're doing it, and how he feels about it. All of that we just covered in this class. Everything I'm laying out to y'all now is what I've seen the oppressor show us concerning this technology and why he's doing it. But it's absolutely an enchantment and a sorcery that is aimed at the Most High. It's aimed at defeating him and trying to topple him and trying to bring him down. And it's absolute. Now, can you use Chat GPT for good? Who knows? Can you use the artificial intelligence to do a resume for you? Yeah. Is that evil? No, ain't nothing wrong with the technology. Inherently, the technology is good to use. Hell, I'm gonna use it to make me a resume. I might use it to goddamn do this IT shit I'm about to get involved in. Excuse my language. I'm gonna use this damn computer to do everything that I don't know. But I know what the oppressor is trying to use it for, and I know that if they've released Chat GPT to the public, then they got something already in the background that don't nobody know about. Goddamn, you think they gonna let you get your hands on Chat GPT if they don't already know and already have started doing different shit in public using it? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Before I came into the truth, I was an electrician. And in studying electrical theory, in an electrical theory class, we had to learn about a man named Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was the man who was the modern father of electricity. All of the AC motors that we use today that powers all of our electrical transmission, he was the father of it, and he pioneered the science in the late 1800s. In the late 1800s, while he filed the patents for the AC motor, which is how we use electricity today, he also filed patents for the radio. He filed patents for the internet. He filed patents for wireless electricity. Hear what I'm telling y'all. In the late 1800s, the same man that created the motors that allows for you to have a transformer in your house where you flip the switch and the power goes off and you push a switch and it come back on, Those wires that lead from your house and go up to the street to the light pole, and all those wires that travel along the light poles that goes to the major power plant that's go to the power center in your city, and from that power center, those big wires travel on them real tall poles to go to a power plant somewhere. The same man that created that also created it to be wireless. So you wouldn't need none of that shit. You wouldn't need no generators or no power things, no control boxes in your house. He made it wireless. The same technology that lets you watch me right now. Right now, the computer is recording the image of me sitting here right now through radio waves. It's capturing the visual using some type of electronic process. And it's taking the image and it's transmuting it through the wire into the computer. The computer is connected through the air to the internet box that's in that room. The internet box is created through a wire in the wall that takes the image that the computer is transmuting instantaneously. As I'm speaking these words, y'all hearing these words. That wire is running to some Comcast box somewhere. It's running to some Comcast station where it's being broadcast and sent throughout the earth. The same technology that allowed that to be possible, the same man that created that technology also created wireless electricity. What else did he create? He created cars powered by wireless electricity. Boats and planes. He filed patents for planes that could fly without no propellers. Nikola Tesla filed patents for cars that did not need gas to drive, didn't need water, didn't need anything. Why is there still wars being fought over oil so you can gas up your car? Why are we still putting gas in cars if the sun could give us in the air there exists the energy for us to power everything we need? Because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. So I know they haven't given us wireless cars because they don't know how to control it. There's no way to make you pay for a wireless car. They can't make you pay for a car that the sun powers. And these devils are so selfish and greedy and evil, all they think about is their money. The kingdom of heaven is going to be an amazingly glorious, beautiful place. The kingdom of heaven is going to be so amazing because all the things that this oppressor has held back in his rebellion against God, we are going to have free. You talk about flying, my nigga. Our King Yahushua walked on water. I think the Most High, man, but I got so much stuff in my mind is ridiculous. Our King Yahushua walked on water because righteousness granted him the understanding to tap into controlling the elements. The same way Nikola Tesla could manipulate the energy in the air to power a car or to power a light bulb in his hand, our King Yahushua knew how to manipulate the elements or the spirits to give sight to a blind man, to turn water into wine. That power, you can't tap into it through science. I don't care how much studying the white man does. He'll never be able to turn water into wine. I don't give a damn how much scientific tests and theories that they have, how many astrophysicists come together. The white man will never be able to walk on water. I don't care what advancements in technology they create. They will never be able to take a crippled man and with a touch of a hand make it so that he can walk again. When we read these miracles in the Bible, we're talking about cellular regeneration. To make a crippled man walk, that's altering the DNA inside of a man. Man, listen, bruh. Listen. Imagine you have the power of God to tap into the spirit that is in a crippled man and to fire up his spirit to ignite the body to return to its perfect positioning. Disease and viruses are imperfections in the machine. It's literally a virus in the machine. Well, imagine Christ is the engineer who can rewrite the code in the machine. Listen, when I tell y'all this, the white man, the devil, he wants to hack the code. He knows that all the same terminology that they use to describe computers, the Bible describes the body that way. The Bible describes the spirit that way. They are trying to mimic, they're chasing after God in everything they're doing. They're chasing the Most High, trying to be him. They want to be the engineers of humanity, but there already is an engineer. They want to be the mechanics and the maintenance men of humankind, but there already is a mechanic and a maintenance man. We have the power as God's children. If we obey him and do what he said to do, we'll be able to rewrite the code of humanity. That's what, let me get the scriptures for y'all. The Bible describes everything I'm saying. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Verse. Okay, hold on. This is another chapter that I don't want to read the whole chapter. But 1 Corinthians 15 is very heavy. Hold on. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna do a scripture breakdown on 1 Corinthians 15 tomorrow. Right? That's gonna be the scripture breakdown for tomorrow. It's 1 Corinthians 15. Because this is a heavy chapter, but I want to get to man, come on, man. This is crazy. Let me see something. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. This is 1 Corinthians 15, right? 15 and 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Hear what the Bible is saying. Here's what Paul is breaking down. The Lord gave to Paul this. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Now I say this, brethren. 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. This is talking about the kingdom of heaven. This is talking about Christ returning. We're not all going to sleep, meaning we're not all going to die, but we are all going to be changed. In the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. In a moment, the dead going to rise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Those of us who are still alive, we're going to be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. How does the mortal put on immortality? How does the corrupt put on incorruption? The Lord takes your spirit and rewrites the code in your body. Your body goes from being this imperfect body to it's changed now. And now you have a perfect body. This body I got, overweight, short, you understand? Ain't that strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm equipped well where it counts. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong to fight. You know what I'm saying? Do my thing. But I got this knee injury now. You know what I'm saying? I got different things. But in a moment, that body gonna be changed. When Yahushua died, he died in whatever looking, however he looked. But when he was transformed, he rose out of that grave. He was a different man, different body, a little bit taller. The Bible and all of the visions of Christ rewarding those who have endured until the end, he's taller than everybody. Man, he taller than everybody. I mean, I know some, 6'8" niggas, 6'9" niggas, 7'2", Shaquille O'Neal. This brother's taller than that. Why? Because the code in his DNA was rewritten. He got a new body. He ain't got this imperfect body. How do you get a new body? The power of the Lord is how you get a new body. Same power that Christ used to heal men, to raise the dead, give sight to the blind, and to cleanse the lepers. Oh, that power is going to transform those bodies in the twinkling of an eye. From one instant to the next, those bodies are going to change. You understand? 1 Corinthians 15 and 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And the day when our King returns, death is going to be defeated. Because death is not going to be able to do anything with these bodies that have the codes rewritten and engineered to be perfect. Right now, sin is what keeps our bodies from being perfect. Sin is what keeps our bodies from outlasting death. But in the time when Yahushua returns, the power that's coming with that kingdom is the power to tell death, nah, you can't do nothing here. You ain't got no power here. Imagine that. Death is, come on, man. Christ had the power to walk on water. He told the storm, calm down, man, pipe down. Why? Because there's a spirit that causes the storm. There's a spirit that causes the damn atmospheric river over the Pacific Ocean that causes all them crazy storms. There's a spirit that causes the tornado and the hurricane. There's a spirit that causes sickness in the body. There's a spirit that causes the depression and bipolar. There's a spirit that causes schizophrenia. Imagine being perfect and righteous with the Lord to where you can tell the spirit, nah, you can't, nah, get away from here. Matter of fact, get out of this neighborhood. Cancer, you got to get out of here. Come on, man. Come on, man. The white man fights cancer by putting you inside some giant machine and shoving radiation beams inside of you to try and kill the cancer, but he really killing the whole goddamn body because his science is bullshit compared with the power of God. You get it. I hurt my knee. White man had to cut me open, find out where the cut was at, stitch it up, and now I've been doing rehab for 8 damn months. Well, it ain't been that long, but shit, 6 months. I've been rehabbing, trying to heal and get my body back. The power of the Lord would have reattached the damn quadricep tendon, and I didn't have to move nothing. You see the Matrix when the broad gets shot in the Matrix and Neo reach inside of her and pull the bullet out. That's the power. They trying to show you what the power of God can do. They know they can't do that. So their next best thing, cut that body open and try to get that bullet out and try to reattach them organs. Power of the Lord. At the end of the Matrix, the bullets came at Neo, and Neo said, no. I'm not, nah. The spirit in that bullet, you can't touch me. Plucked the bullet out the sky, the bullets fell to the ground because he now had become greater than the bullet. Righteousness makes you greater than the bullet. The Bible, let's now, these bodies that we get, once we're transformed in the twinkling of an eye. The power of the Lord that makes us incorruptible, that makes us perfect, that makes it so that we have victory over death. We tell death, nah, death, get out of here. Stop. Come on, man, you playing with. Don't you know we the Lord's chosen? Fuck out of here, death. Addiction, smoke, false gods, get out of here. We'll wipe your whole whisper about a goddamn Christmas. Whisper about a yoga. We'll wipe your whole goddamn village out for tempting the Lord. You gonna play with the Most High in our kingdom? We wipe all this shit out. Excuse my language, and the Lord will regenerate some of you. The Lord will start over with some of you. He'll bring another line out of these 12 tribes like he did before. Listen, all of this is written in the Bible. I'm gonna get you the next scripture of what we're gonna do when we get these perfect Bibles. Get Joel, the 2nd chapter. Get Joel, the 2nd chapter, starting at verse 1. Now, I'm giving you the breakdown that the Lord has, I learned in the UPK. You think the white man don't know these scriptures and don't know what he's up against? You don't think he know what he's fighting? You don't think he knows that God challenged him to stand with his sorceries and his enchantments? Stand with all your bullshit science, white man. Go ahead and do everything you think you can do to fight me, and I'm going to knock your head off. I'm going to visit you, but not as a man. I'm going to bring shame to you and destroy you in one day. You're going to know widowhood. You're going to know what it's like to lose your children. Stand on your shit, white man. That's what the Bible is saying. And those of us that stand with the Most High, the power of the Most High going to rewrite the coding in our DNA and give us bodies that are perfect, that can't be defeated. I told you about the Human Genome Project was the oppressor learning how to go into DNA and take out the genes for height and the gene for eye color and the gene for hair and the gene that could cause you to one day develop arthritis and the gene that could one day cause you to develop this disease. And they are manufacturing children to be perfect to their ability. That's what makes them think they're God. They think they can go into DNA. That's another movie. What movie was that? What movie was it when they was making designer babies? Come on, man. The white man that put all of this in the movies. Come on, man. Listen. Come on. Gattaca. Gattaca is the movie. 1997, there was a movie called Gattaca that was set in the future where white people learned how to create whatever type of person they wanted to create based off of the genes and the DNA sequences. They could design a child. And they were designing people to be 7 feet tall with nice big muscles and creating what they called the perfect humans. They put it in the movie. I remember being a kid growing up in Rockville, Maryland. When I was going to school in Rockville, there was a building in Shady Grove called the Human Genome Project, where it was the building where the scientists were there mapping out the DNA of human beings and learning what genetic codes corresponded to different conditions in life. Big nose, flared nostrils, goddamn cleft palate, niggas born with the lips connected. They mapped out the DNA to know, okay, that's why he got the cleft palate, because this chromosome 26A is the reason why. Okay, we got to take that one out. Let's put in the one for big lips, put in the one for a little nose, put in the one for wide hips and the fat ass. They mapped it out. And in the movie Gattaca, they showed you the future of it and them being able to design children. Well, if the white man has this limited understanding and knowledge of it, what do you think the Lord did? Or the Lord is doing when he made the children of Israel? Why do you think we grow so big and strong and our muscles are so powerful and our bodies are so fit to endure and survive any things we're put through? Because the Lord. Now, all of that height and size and athleticism without the spirit of the Most High won't be nothing. But the oppressor knows this, man. When Christ come back, He gonna engineer these bodies we got using the power of the Lord to be perfect. And what we gonna do with these re-engineered bodies? Same spirit, but the body is now. Hold up, man. I'm 7'2". I'm 335. God damn. What's our order, sir? Con on one con. Second, Joel, the second chapter, verse 1 is what is going to happen after these bodies are transformed in the twinkling of an eye. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Most High comes, for it is close at hand, it is nigh at hand. Oh, the day of the Lord has arrived. Blow the trumpet, sound the alarm, for the day of our kingdom has come. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. This ain't a day of peace and love. This ain't a day of everybody joining hands. This ain't a day of everybody coming together and singing kumbaya. The day of the Lord is a day of darkness and gloominess, of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. The same way you see the sun come up and the sun shines and touches everything, the day of the Lord is going to be a day of darkness, such as like have never been experienced on the earth before. A people, it's like a great people and a strong. There has not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burns. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. What are we talking about? We're talking about an invading army, a force so powerful. These men are so great and so strong. There's never been people like this on the earth before. And there will never be people like this on the earth after for thousands of generations. These are them who are transformed in the twinkling of an eye when Christ returns. And what happens before them, a fire devours, meaning what? They are bombing and blowing up everything in front of them. Where's the fire and the bombs coming from? It don't say nothing about no guns or no weapons. Their bodies have been re-engineered. You understand? Their DNA has been changed. If Christ could walk on water, if Christ could tell the storm to calm down with the power of the Lord, who's to say we couldn't call the lightning out of the sky to fire down on the town in front of us? Who's to say we couldn't call for hail to, if Christ could calm the storm, why couldn't we call the storm to burn them? In front of these men, there's a fire devouring everything. And once they get past what they just blew up, behind them, it says a flame burns. Before them, the land is as the Garden of Eden. No, it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. But behind them is a desolate wilderness. Nothing's left standing. No buildings, no strongholds, no armies, no forces. They're burning and blowing everything up, and nothing shall escape them. Verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. How does a horse appear? Anybody ever seen a horse running? A horse is absolutely terrifying. It's absolutely an insanely scary thing if you see a horse run. I've seen it. Listen, I first came down here to Memphis on Beale Street. If it get late on a Saturday and they want to clear everybody out, the police on horses will come riding down the street, and you better get out the way. You better move the hell out the way when the police charge down the block on those horses, or because the horses are going to destroy you. You can't brace yourself. You can't tense up for it, you're getting knocked the hell out the way. That's what these men are going to be like in that day. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. Imagine you see a stampede of horses coming towards you. All you're really going to see is a cloud of dust, and you're going to hear the sounds of the damn hoofs. That's what this army approaching you is like. The Bible is describing. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm just gonna keep reading. Verse for Joel 2:4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. These men are running like horses. Verse 5. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of the flame of fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people set in a battle array. It's going to be like the worst military invasion that you've ever could imagine. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Verse 1, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. This is Neo in the Matrix. This is the bullets will stop and fall to the ground because these men have defeated death. These men have put on the incorruptible. The people that are there before, on their faces is much pain and blackness. They are amazed. Think of all the soldiers shooting their guns and their tanks, and these niggas never stop coming towards them. The news reports of all the destruction of the city next to theirs, while the reports are coming in of the last city. Germany has fallen. St. Petersburg has fallen. St. Petersburg has fallen. As we're approaching Berlin or Belgium, approaching Berlin and St. Petersburg has just fallen. And they're amassed their defenses and they're at the gates and their generals and their commanders are saying, charge, shoot them, blow them up. The airplanes are flying and they dropping the Sidewinder missiles. Attack on target, attack on target. Target still moving forward. The attack was of none effect. That's what it's going to be in the day that Christ returned. Man, this is so amazing, so glorious. And it is going to happen. And that is why your oppressor is creating artificial intelligence, because that is his sorcery and his enchantment and his defense that he can mount. He can't fight against these incredible men. Maybe these machines and these robots can. Do you know what we're gonna do to them goofy robots? I watched the goddamn military channel. What's the damn company? I watched Lockheed Martin. Oh, they got some robots, y'all. They got robots that can do the dance. Robot do the funky chicken or whatever goddamn dance is called. The robot will pop, lock, and drop it. They got robots. Go Lockheed Martin on YouTube and see dancing robot. They got a robot. That robot can dance and do a jig, you think that robot can't shoot and kill and tear your goddamn head off? Of course it can. Why are they making robots that can dance and shoot people and kill people? Because they preparing to fight against the army of the Lord. You think if they're showing you a dancing robot on the internet, you think they ain't got one in a bunker somewhere that's a RoboCop? You watch Star Wars and read about the clone. You watch Star Wars and see the Clone Wars, and you read about the Jedi and the Jedi Masters, and you read about the Empire and Palpatine and them fighting against the power of the Jedis. Who you think they talking about? The Clone Wars and the machines, and who you think that's all about? That's about the Bible. It's the world we're living right now. They're trying to create stories where they win, and they won't win. All of that technology and all of the movies, all of it is them trying to rewrite the story. But God has already written it and decided the fate of the winners and the losers. All the Lord is trying to see now is what side everybody's going to be on. But this Joel, the second chapter, is the invasion. It's the conquering of the earth by the forces of Yahushua. Those men who put on the incorruptible and are changed in the twinkling of an eye. Joel chapter 2, verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. New York City, Manhattan, 110th floor. It's going to be a nigga who comes through the window to kill Donald Trump. The 220th floor, there's going to be a nigga climb up the side of the building and come through the window to get Mr. Bernstein and his wife and his children and that goofy dog. In all the places where they thought that they could build themselves up so high and so mighty, where they thought they couldn't be touched, these men are going to run and jump and climb and enter in through the window like a thief in the night. Joel chapter 2, verse 10. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Verse 11, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executes his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. Who can abide it? Who can live in that day? Who can survive in that day? Your AI? That's what the white man thinks. His answer to this question is AI. We're fairly confident our artificial intelligence will be able to fight. We'll be able to defeat it, to defend ourselves against, that army that's coming. Brothers and sisters, these are times we're living in. Biblical prophecy is being fulfilled all the time, every day. Your oppressor knows the role that he's playing. He knows what his job is. He knows what the challenge is that he has been given. And he intends to rise to the occasion. But the Lord has already decided who's going to be the victor. He just wants to see who among us will stand with him and be there to receive the glory and the honor of doing his bidding in that day. All that's required of us is righteousness, is obedience. It's to watch as well as pray, see the things that are going on in this world and what's transpiring, and determined to stand with the Most High. With that, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2023, there is nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is here on the earth. With that, you brothers and sisters tuning in, got any family or loved ones, people you care about, get them in contact with the ISUPK. Here in Memphis, Tennessee, the address to the school is 3000 Walnut Grove Road. 3000 Walnut Grove Road. We're right here in Midtown behind the Popular Library. 3000 Walnut Grove Road, Suite 215, 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come to class, learn the truth, change your life. And with that, shalom.